So we've got a couple of questions that we had on Pigeonhole. Wasn't that a fabulous presentation of a great way actually to end today, of talking about what you're doing in a real built environment? Because I think when a lot of people think about zero waste, they think about the garbage that we put to the curb as individuals, but not on the big scale that you're doing it at. And one of the questions that we had from Toronto, and people were commenting on here, is they want to know how we can do it in Canada, but the question I think for you is on that: was this regulated by government? Was this, or was this just you guys were looking at this is just a better way to run our company, and it's better for the environment, better for our bottom line? Or was there a partnership in there? How did you decide to go down this path?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for us, it's all about, it was a very easy decision. It was about making a better business and really making our business something, again, that could have a positive impact in our societies. Now, as a developer, we have to work hand in hand with governments and a lot of different actors, large financial institutions. The local communities, we run huge charrettes with local community members and leaders and activists also to get their take on what type of projects that we're going to be doing here as well. But the driver for us was really an inherent understanding that, hey, the developer has a huge impact on the built environment, and we're the coordinators, we're the visionaries, we're the people that see this piece of land or this existing neighborhood and actually want to see a play that we can actually transform that. So in doing that, we better think about this pretty hard. I think that if I do my job right, to talk about policy, if I do my job right, then policy should be so far in the rearview mirror that it's not even an issue for us. So if our water that exits the building is drinking water quality, then I don't have to pay any types of fines or worry about any type of dumping or pollution fee or anything like that. So
do you think that being an innovator and leading in your building design is going to influence your competition, other developers, or is it going to go and influence governments to say, hey, we now have a case study? Because we get a lot of the developers come to City Hall and say, oh, no, it's too expensive, I can't do it, green roof, all this sort of stuff. But now we can point to someone and say, no, it actually can be done. So is it influencing other developers or regulations in your area?
I never set out to try and stand on a stage in Vancouver and try and really influence. It was just about how do we I love that quote that was like, how do I do cool projects with my friends? And that was pretty much it, is how do we just set out to do fantastic projects and make impact real estate? That was our real goal. It's been a fantastic byproduct that people become inspired by this, and we really enjoy that. And we have, in the meantime, realized our responsibility to share this type of knowledge and to inspire people, governments, developers. I think that the more types of developers that are trying to do the things that we do, the more it validates the type of projects we're doing. And the best way to do that to a developer is to show them that this makes financial sense. I'm not kidding when I say that this was in the crisis. We started doing this right before the crisis. In 2005, we initiated this project. And in the crisis, we were the only real big project that kept building. So why is that? This model not only was good for our business, it saved our business at that time. And we're still around, while in those 20 developers, only 4 are left, and we're one of them now. I would say that, influencing other people is always nice, and I'm open, I'm happy to do that, I'm happy to be a part of a positive impact.
So in that influencing vein, and you talked a little bit about the airport, but you guys are a large purchaser of product. You procure a lot, and we heard from the federal government here about their tools to procure, and we think of that as local government. How is that influenced? Because you had a picture there of all of your different suppliers, and now they're thinking differently. Are they thinking differently just for you because you're demanding it, or are they now starting to influence other builders that they're working with to say, well, no, this is how we actually build our product now. Yeah. We don't build it the old way anymore.
Now, our industry is archaic. It really is, and let's be honest about that. The construction industry is not just adverse to change, it's absolutely petrified by change. And if you look at the way that this whole model is set up, it's crazy, actually, is that it's set up where if I put out a set of technical specs, it works like this. We get the designers there, I set out a set of technical specs, and then I put that over to the general contractor. The first thing that individual does is send it to his or her lawyers, and they try and poke as many holes as they can in this thing. And then they tender it all the way down the supply chain. And all the way down the supply chain, people are trying to hit the lowest level of quality for the cheapest price. So we're all incentivized to go cheap, 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 and it's a race to the bottom. What we ended up doing now is we actually took the innovation, which is actually in the material manufacturers, and we moved that way up in the supply chain. And we went straight to them together with the general contractor, and we said, this is your budget, give me the highest quality you've got, and show me how your products can influence the performance of the people that occupy our buildings. And we do this through active training. We train everybody on our site. They need to go through training, but we invite for free all of the other members of their organizations as well, too, because they should be earning money off of our projects, not just from our projects. So it's taken a while, but we're happy to say that this is now, they understand our process. It's not easy. It's challenging, but that's the point. If it was easy, everybody would, be already doing it. So, yeah, that's just how we do it now.
Well, I hope you guys are making it easier for others to copy. So other developers, whether they're in your community, in our community, can take a look at your leadership and emulate what you've done to do that. So I'm going to end it on this last question. So whether you're in Vancouver and you're a builder here, you're in Toronto, or wherever else someone is watching us right now, if one thing they could do differently, what's that one thing that would transform their business?
Man, that's a huge one. I think that for me, the one thing is the more that I know, the more I understand the little I know. And so that's something, is to get humility into your life if you really want to change your business. And for example, this morning when I looked at the opening keynote, I felt like I was 30 years behind. And that's really how it goes. So I think that the reality is that understand it's going to be challenging in the beginning. It's an investment into your entire business process, into reshaping that process, one that is very much ingrained in a historical linear economy. But once you get through the outside, first, incentivize people, show them where the money is, incentivize them, and once you get through the other side, it is really fun. So it's really fun to be working in this way.
And that's great. And it was one of the things that you and I were chatting about at lunch was humility and admitting, whether you're a politician or a business owner or someone that's in our audience, that we don't know everything. And it's okay to change our mind as we learn more to make our decision-making better. Sure. And that's a good thing. And frankly, like we were saying, we should be celebrating that.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a business changing their business model or a politician because they've learned more, going a different direction, that's a good thing for all of us. So Owen, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Let's give another big round of applause.
Thank you.
A great way to end our day.